In 1945, a blinding flash lit up the New Mexico desert, and history changed forever. J. Robert Oppenheimer, the so-called father of the atomic bomb, led the team that split the atom and unleashed humanity's most destructive weapon. But who was he really? And what did the Oppenheimer movie get wrong, or just leave out? This is the real story behind the man who became death. Part 1. The man behind the myth. Photos of a young Oppenheimer appear, transitioning to slow-motion shots of him walking through a lab, scribbling equations on a chalkboard. Oppenheimer was a genius, fluent in Greek, quoting poetry, and solving quantum equations by the time most kids were still learning algebra. But he was also troubled. While studying in Cambridge, he reportedly tried to poison a professor. Yep, the movie skipped that part. Despite his emotional instability, he became one of America's top theoretical physicists. And when the U.S. needed someone to lead the top-secret Manhattan Project, they called on him. Part 2. Building the Bomb. Dramatic shots of Los Alamos set against footage of chalkboards, scientists hard at work. And Feynman doing his famous trick, dropping an orange on a lecture. In 1942, Oppenheimer took charge of building a city in the middle of the desert, Los Alamos, where the brightest minds in science would race to beat the Nazis to the bomb. They worked in total secrecy under crushing pressure, calculating theoretical physics with world-ending consequences. And after 3 years of relentless work, it happened. The Trinity Test. On July 16, 1945, the world saw its first nuclear explosion. Oppenheimer quoted the Bhagavad Gita, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." Just weeks later, the U.S. dropped bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Over 200,000 civilians were killed. The war ended. But for Oppenheimer, the real battle was just beginning. Part 3. Trinity and the Bombs. Dramatic footage of the Trinity Test explosion. Part 4. Fall from Grace. Shots of Cold War hearings and a black-and-white courtroom. After the war, Oppenheimer opposed the creation of the hydrogen bomb, a weapon far deadlier than what he'd helped build. But in the 1950s, paranoia was rising. He was accused of having communist ties. His security clearance was revoked. His name was dragged through the mud, a national hero turned national threat. Part 5. Legacy. Modern interviews with experts, recent news clips, and archival photos. Decades later, scientists and historians fought to clear his name. And finally, in 2022, 55 years after his death, the U.S. government officially reversed its decision. J. Robert Oppenheimer was posthumously vindicated. His story isn't just about science or war. It's about guilt, power, and the terrifying price of human progress. And now, for the outro. You. So was he a hero, a villain, or something in between? Let me know what you think in the comments. Smash that like button if you learned something new, and subscribe for more stories that history books leave out. I'm Masoom, and until next time, stay curious.